What is up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the subject of both gaining muscle and losing body fat at the same time. Is it possible? I have a lot of clients who are new to the gym who come up to me and ask me if they can gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. And the answer is, it depends. The answer is yes if you are totally new to the gym and have zero training experience. If you are totally new to the gym, have zero experience and have never exposed your muscles to any hypertrophy focused training, then yes, you can gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time, especially if you start out skinny fat. Why is that? Because when you are new, you don't need a whole lot of stimulus in order to gain those initial muscle gains. And in order to build muscle mass, you need a source of energy. Since you carry stored energy in the form of body fat, your body is able to utilize that stored body fat as a source of fuel in order to fuel muscle growth, especially when you combine it with a higher protein intake of about 0.8 grams of protein per body weight or 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you are a newbie with 6 months or less training experience and you are carrying more body fat than you wish to carry, then the answer is yes, you can gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. And that concept is called a recomposition, which is ideal for beginners who are skinny fat. What you do is you simply focus on lifting heavy in the 5 to 12 rep range for most of your compound exercises and 8 to 15 repetitions for most of your accessory movements. You eat a sufficient amount of protein, which is 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, and you eat in a small calorie deficit, about 20%. And as a result, you will stimulate muscle growth with your training. You will allow muscle mass to be built and to repair itself by eating enough protein. You will lose body fat due to the calorie deficit, and because the energy that you carry in your body, your stored body fat, will be used as fuel. So when you are a total beginner, yes, for the first 6 months, first 9 months maybe, you can do a recomposition and you can gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. Things get tricky when you get past that beginner stage. Once you have built a solid base, once you have preceded that initial newbie gaining phase, then you will have to focus on either one goal or the other. If you want to gain muscle as an intermediate lifter or an advanced lifter, you will have to focus on eating in a calorie surplus. Why? Because muscles need calories in order to grow, and you can't simply build muscle out of thin air, just like you cannot build a house without bricks, without any without any material to build the house with. So once you are past the beginner stage, you will have to put your mind on gaining muscle and eating in a calorie surplus in order to maximize your results. You don't have to get fat. You simply have to eat in a moderate calorie surplus, which is about 200 to 300 additional calories on top of your maintenance level of calories each and every day, in order to fuel the muscle building process, and combine that with a properly structured resistance training routine and a sufficient protein intake, and you will gain muscle. Once your muscle gaining has stalled, or you notice that you reach a weight gaining plateau and your lifts have stalled for a couple of weeks, it may be time to bump up your calories again, because you have come to a point of metabolic adaptation where your body has stopped gaining muscle at that amount of calorie surplus, and it has reached a state of homeostasis. Again, when you reach that point, bump up your calories again by 200 and keep gaining weight, keep gaining muscle, keep gaining strength until you reach a plateau again. And what I recommend is that you always try to stay relatively lean. You don't necessarily have to stay shredded, but for example, when I started my latest bulk, I'm bulking right now, by the way, I was very shredded, and you can see I'm still fairly lean. I still sport my abs. I still have definition. I'm still beach ready. And that is because I have upped my calories in a diligent way. I've slowly upped my calories, initially by 300, and then when I reached a weight gaining plateau, I bumped it up gradually by jumps of 200 or even 100 calories after a couple of weeks, after a couple of months, when I noticed that my weight gain stalled. And I always advise that you keep bulking and keep making progress until you reach a point where you are not satisfied with your amount of body fat anymore. For me personally, that is between 15 to 17% body fat. I notice that I get a little bit too chubby then. My definition is starting to fade at that point. And that is when I start my cut, and that is when I recommend that you also start your cut. Because as a advanced or intermediate lifter who's past his newbie phase, you will have to focus again on either one goal, which is gaining muscle or losing fat. Once you've reached the point of reaching a level of body fat that you think is a little bit too high, then it is time to start eating in a calorie deficit, which is the opposite of bulking. It is called cutting. And what you will do then is lose body fat. When you are cutting, keep training hard, keep lifting with a resistance training program that is centered around the compound exercises. Your training essentially shouldn't change. Protein intake, same thing. Keep eating a high protein diet with about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, but simply adjust the amount of calories you eat on a daily basis and eat in a 20% calorie deficit. Because you are eating in a deficit, you will lose body fat, but because you are eating enough protein and stimulating your body in order to maintain its muscle mass by lifting heavy in the gym, you will hold on to your hard-earned muscle mass, and that is how you will reveal the definition of the mass that you've built, and that is how you build an aesthetic physique. And after a couple of cycles of calculated bulking and cutting, and staying relatively lean in the process, you will be aesthetic for the rest of your life. And after like 3 to 5 phases, man, you will have an amazing physique and you will be in amazing shape for the rest of your life. And at that point, you can simply maintain what you've built. So it isn't hard, but you simply got to know what you're doing and you have to stay consistent. So to answer the question of can you gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time, it depends. If you are a newbie, if you are inexperienced, or if you have been taking a break from the gym for a long time and you've pretty much lost all your gains and you've gained a little bit of body fat, you are essentially a beginner again, then yes. Then you can gain muscle and lose body fat because your body goes through a recomposition phase where it uses stored body fat for muscle growth, and it will allow you to gain those newbie gains again. But once you are past that beginner stage, once you are past that newbie phase, then you will have to focus on either gaining muscle or losing body fat in order to make the best results. And after a couple of cycles of bulking and cutting, and doing so in a calculated, diligent way, you will have an amazing physique, and even during your bulk, you can stay in amazing shape. So guys, thank you for watching the video. If you like the information and if you find value in the information that I've shared with you guys, please like and subscribe and share the video with everybody who you think might benefit from hearing this information. If you want more additional information, free information, please visit the link down below, apexframework.com, where I share a lot of free articles with you guys on how to build the physique of your dreams. So guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Start taking action and get the body you've always dreamed of. Take care, guys. See you.